Hello, and how is everyone doing today? My name is Sharice Johnson Moore, and I am the executive producer of Sharice Johnson Moore's podcast, where I have a segment entitled Author's Excerpt Sunday Podcast. And today, our special guest is Miss January Donavan, and she is a lady of many multitude, many facets, and she is an author and a motivational speaker, and I will let her tell you the rest. Hello, Miss January. How are you doing today?
Hello, Ms. Cherise. Thank you for having me. I'm so grateful to be here uh,
Oh,
and have that opportunity to just sort of serve.
okay. All right. So, Miss January, do you want to give us a little background about yourself?
Yes, sure. I am the founder of the Women's School, which is what we call a formation school, which we train and develop women's both mindset and skill set so
Mhm.
that they can choose their highest good. I've been doing it 25 years, been featured in Forbes, two-time best-selling author, built a multi-million-dollar company with thousands of students across the globe, across 40 plus countries. I'm also a mom of 8, which is really the best accomplishment. And 18 years of marriage. We have the Women's School is an online school that has a student, but also we have online coaches, what we call our wholeness coach, hundreds of coaches that are facilitating our programs on the online school. Because where do you learn how to be a woman? And just because you're a woman doesn't mean you know how to be a woman, right?
Yes, true.
So it's our mission is to reclaim womanhood in modern society.
Oh, okay. I like that. I like that. All right, all right. So, where are you from, Miss January?
Well, I'm originally from the Philippines. I moved here when I was 11, but I am now living in Florida.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes.
All right. And how long have you been an author?
Oh, great question. We launched the book last year
Hmm.
in January, actually. We launched, so yeah. So it was a quick, fast writing and launching because I had a speaking engagement with John Maxwell and we
Hmm.
wanted to get it done right before it. And so I had a month to write the book and
Oh, okay. And title
release
of
it. Pardon me.
and the title of your book
Oh,
is
it's called Redefine Success for Women, which is a
okay.
blueprint to fulfilling life, where I just give women an option that tells them this is how you live a fulfilling life that's not based on achievement,
Hmm.
but based on what fulfills you as a woman in
Yes.
every part of your life, your self-image, your mental, emotional, physical health, your friendship, your intimacy, your contribution, your career, your environment, your
Hmm.
wealth, and your family. So I give them a blueprint for every part of their life.
Okay. That is so wonderful. I love that you're so intricate in helping others better themselves to see themselves at a higher level,
Yeah.
and that they do have value and they have strength, and they do have something to contribute to society. And so how did it feel to work with Mr. John Maxwell?
It was great. I didn't work, I spoke with him on the same stage as him. So I didn't
Oh,
necessarily work with him, but I shared the stage with him, which I thought was a kind of a great honor.
yes,
He's written, I think, 75 books or 100 books and on
yes,
leadership. So
yes.
it was an honor. And then Ed Mylett was also on the same stage. And so I
Hmm.
was very privileged also to the stage to share that same stage with him. So
Oh, okay. You sound like you're doing a marvelous job when you are in the presence of greatness, and and you're doing such a marvelous endeavor when it comes to the women, teaching them new skill sets and things of such. And what would be your most challenging when it comes to your book? What was the most challenging part writing your book?
to be sincerely honest, it's managing 8 little children because that's what I have, while
Mhm.
also making sure I do great work. That's my most challenging thing is not writing the book. It's having the time and the discipline to keep a life of order and
Mhm.
not stress about it. Because
Mhm.
what good is writing and finishing a book when you're stressed in the process? So that was probably challenging. I wrote a whole entire book and I had our editor edit it. It
Mhm.
was so bad I threw the whole thing away. I took a whole month to write it. And, it was a month to write. It's a pretty thick book. It's 206 pages. I don't know where my book is right now.
Mhm.
And so it was so bad. And so I scratched everything. And then I
Mhm.
wrote everything from scratch and literally just, so it was like 12-hour days or 8-hour days or 9-hour days. And so, but it was just grinding. So I think it's the work of writing a book was for me the time
Mhm.
um, and the discipline to be able to sort of commit to it. And there's also a time when you feel like, okay, when is this going to be done? Because you're just kind of like in the weeds of it and you're outlining
Mhm.
it and you're going through it and you just want to be done with it and you just have to keep going.
Yes. Yeah, you do feel like that sometimes. I'm also a writer. So my thing is, it's like, when do I find the time to do all these other activities and write a book
Yeah.
and keep the house clean and do laundry and, tend to my own personal needs as well. So, and it's kind of like you're kind of juggling all these duties. Um, can you give me a brief summary of what your book is about?
Okay, so I do three parts in the book. I teach women how to discover the dream of the season. So I teach women without a dream, you perish. Without
Mhm.
a vision, you perish. So, how do you discover the deepest desires of your heart? Identify the
Mhm.
difference between goal setting and dreaming. So, I teach
Mhm.
women how to dream. Second thing
Mhm.
is that I teach them how to design a life of wholeness, and which I outline to you. Who do you want to become? Design yourself as a woman. What does it look like to
Mhm.
be mentally healthy, emotionally healthy, physically healthy, and spiritually healthy? So I give them the how. What kind of friendship should you have? What kind of a friend should you be? What are the
Mhm.
different boundaries of friendship? And then I teach them how to develop an intimate relationship where you are valuable, you're validated, you're respected, but also you respect your man and create an
Mhm.
inspiring relationship. And then I walk them through the process of discovering a career that inspires you and not just settle. And how do you do
Yes.
that in context also of all the different duties you have as a woman, your home, your family,
Mhm.
then your environment. How do you design a beautiful space that is rooted in order, it's
Mhm.
peaceful and joyful? And then I talk about the importance of wealth, not
Yes.
simply as money, but time, treasure, and talent. And then
Yes.
how to design a family life where you're raising responsible adults
Mhm.
in the future. So I give them that whole piece. And then the third piece is I teach women to develop their self-worth that's rooted in their subconscious mind. So I do a lot of neuroplasticity and neuroscience and
Mhm.
helping them understand that nothing changes a woman's value.
Yes.
Not your body, not what you can produce. You're
Mhm.
valuable simply because you are. So that's so much of the training that I did in the book. And it also mirrors the woman's school class that I offer. It's sort of kind of a precursor. We have a course in the women's school.
Mhm.
That's the course that got us into 40 countries. It's the foundation in how to be a woman. Nobody's teaching it out there. It's the most comprehensive how to be a woman course. And
Okay.
so I kind of wrote that book as a precursor to the master class, what we call the new woman master class is what we call that. So that's
Oh,
what the book
okay. All right. It looks like I'm gonna be purchasing a new book. I'm gonna
is.
be purchasing a new book.
Well, thank you.
So, and you're welcome. And what do you hope readers will take away from your book?
Number one, that a woman's worth is unconditional. Nothing changes it. Number two, that we all have a call and a
Mhm.
purpose in society to make society better. And if we don't train ourselves with a life of discipline, we cannot fulfill our call. And number three, we deserve a life of joy and peace and wholeness and abundance. We
Mhm.
just have to earn it. aka work towards it. And that if we invest in ourselves and who we ought to become,
Yes.
then we will achieve the life that we want and deserve.
Okay. Can you share some interesting anecdotes or experiences you had while writing your book?
Hmm. Well, I've been training women for almost 2 decades, and I keep saying I need to write a book. I need to write a book, but I haven't had time because I'm building a business and I have 8 children.
Yeah.
And so what I did was that I went to a course that said, write the book on the weekend. I knew this guy, I've been following him. Um,
Hmm.
and so in that weekend course, I
Hmm.
wrote they said, when write a book. And then they were selling a coaching, kind of
Hmm.
like help you write a book, coaching accountability. And so I purchased it so that
Okay.
I could commit to accountability, basically a coach for my accountability, because then I just know it was the best way for me to not make excuses for myself. And that's what happened.
Hmm.
I had a coach and said, okay, when do you want to write this book? I said, I need to get out by December. I said, great, you need to have your manuscript by October.
Hmm.
And I was like, October? I was like, that's a little soon. It's already September. And he says, well, if you want it by December, then you have it. So, and then I wrote in October,
Hmm.
read it, and realized I needed to trash it. Wrote the whole thing again in November. And that's the
Okay.
book that I kept. So
Oh,
it's a
okay.
lesson in not giving up.
Yes, it is. It is. We have to be persistent in all the visions that God gives us.
Yes. And I
And
think that's what I want to say is that we have a duty to fulfill what God is asking of us, and we're just messengers.
Mhm.
And I think the book, it's a vehicle to reveal his message through us.
Oh, okay. So can you tell us about the publishing experience for you?
Seamless. I worked with a coach, and we have a full house editor in our schools,
Mm-hmm.
designers. We did a lot of those things, and so we just worked. It was a 1 week process, so formatting was probably 3 weeks, and then we our goal was to reach bestseller status,
Yes.
and we did. So it was work, but we wanted to release a best-selling book, and so that was really great. Actually, we have 2 best-selling books.
Okay, all right. So what is the title of the
The
book?
first one is This Is Me, the Me I Choose to Be, and it's actually intended for children to rewire their brain, and a script book.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, congratulations on your
Thank
two
you.
bestsellers.
Thank you.
What advice would you give to aspiring authors?
Commit to a deadline, and then hire a coach so that you don't give yourself excuses.
Yes, yes, yes. Are there any upcoming projects that you want to tell us about?
Yes, I'm gonna write my third book.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like, yeah, probably in the fall, starting the fall. I'm refilming a master class that will be done in August. But my goal is to write a book on reclaiming womanhood in modern society
Mm-hmm.
and outlining what do we need to do
Yeah.
to honor the value and dignity of women in modern society.
Oh, okay. That sounds like it's going to be really interesting read.
I
Let me know when you publish that.
have to write it first.
Okay.
I
Well,
have it.
it's amazing how God works our brain. We're here turn around and give us a title first, and then we work out the rest.
Yes,
You know,
correct. It's
and
so true.
yes, He always gives us a open door or a title or the vision for something, and then He gives us the details later of all that follow behind.
Yeah, he plants that seed in our heart.
Yes, yes, He does.
Good.
How do you engage your readers and audience outside of writing?
We have a whole school.
Mhm.
It's called the Woman's School, and we have students, thousands of students across the globe. We have what we call TWS community, TWS school, SKOOL,
Mhm.
where our students come in, they ask me questions. I do live Q&A. We have free training on how to be a woman, how to discover your dreams, how to be resilient. Matter of fact, I just did 30 skills that I did training on, how to manage critics, how to manage your mind, your emotion. And so we kind of bring that all together and we have a community so that women can have access to these trainings.
Oh, um, it sounds really interesting about your school. So, I'll be checking that out some more about your school. And it is very important that we help others in our journey on this world while we're here.
Yeah.
And I commend you on everything that you do. And I greatly appreciate you coming in today to speak with me.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor.
To tell the world about what you do and what you bring, what you have at your table.
Yeah.
You have
Thank you.
at your table,
Thank you.
and I greatly appreciate you, Miss January Donovan. And I want to say it has been an honor and a privilege to have you here on Authors Excerpt Sunday podcast. And I thank you so much. And is there anything else you want to share with my audience?
No, if you are you want to join the Women's School, just go to thewomenschool.com and join our school community. And if you want to be a Women's School coach, then also we train women how to build successful business as specifically teaching women how to be a woman in modern society.
Okay, all right now. Y'all done heard that. Y'all have heard the invitation, so you have no excuse, okay? So I want to thank you so much, Miss January Donovan, and I wish you all the best with your business, with your leveling up, of helping others in the community and around the world, okay?
Great. Thank you. I'm
And
so
you're
grateful.
welcome. You're welcome.
God
And
bless you.
God bless you too. All right. And you have a blessed day.